o'clock. We'll call this meeting to order. Hermosa Town Board, Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. Regular meeting at 6 o'clock. Roll call. Kramer's here. Ferguson?
Here.
Kuntz?
Here.
Harris is absent. Service?
Here.
All right. Thank you all for coming. I expected full chairs tonight. I don't know why, but thank you for coming. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Call for changes, a review of the current agenda. We have additions.
The cleanup.
Hermosa cleanup under new business or old business or finance. Let's just put it under finance and
Okay.
get it done there. So that would be G, town cleanup. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Hey, just a couple minutes at the very start. I was going to give everyone a little update on the USS South Dakota and your short presentation.
Absolutely. Can we put you right into town updates? Would that be all right?
Perfect.
Okay. So Kent, update. All right. I would take a motion to accept the agenda with the 2 amendments.
I'll make that motion to accept the amended agenda.
Aaron, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Cal, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Consent calendar, the approval of the March 4th regular meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion for
I make a
approval.
motion, we accept the minutes as they read.
Donna's made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Cal, thank you. Need a few minutes? Or are we okay? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. Please inform us if you have a conflict of interest on any of the items. That brings us to town and FEMA updates, and we'll start with Kent.
Thank you. I'm on the commissioning committee of USS South Dakota. I was appointed to it in 2018. In February of 2019, well, I might have been 17. In February of 2019, February 2nd, USS South Dakota submarine was commissioned in the United States Navy. It's the first time that a USS South Dakota vessel named USS South Dakota was in service since World War II, which was a battleship, one of the most highly decorated battleships in the theaters, both theaters, Atlantic and Pacific. It was present at the signing of the peace unconditional surrender of the Japanese in Tokyo Harbor, and present there were the USS Missouri, USS South Dakota, and the HMS Sheffield. Present at that, and the USS South Dakota, as a senior ship and as actually Admiral Halsey's flagship, should have essentially been where the place of the surrender took place, but the Missouri is the home state of President Truman, who was president at the time, so a little bit of history. But yeah, it was such an honor, such a great experience, and both Linda and Terry Hendrickson attended. They just come in out of nowhere. I had no idea that they were attending her, and it was really cool to see them there, and they got to see and experience the whole bit too. And out of the whole thing, Linda just informed me at the last meeting I was at that she wanted to, but never got a scarf from the USS South Dakota. So I can present you with that.
Oh, thank you, Kent.
Madam Chair.
Oh, thank you. Oh, it's well on both sides even. it was an amazing event, and it is one thing that, we're up here working for the town and for the people, and enjoying part of our work and not enjoying all of it. But this is one thing, and other things, small things have happened that I or anybody really in this town would not have had the opportunity to have gone to this. And I mean, both Vicki and I paid for it out of our pocket, our flights, our motel room, rent a car, food, the whole thing. But we both felt that it was worth it. We had the money, we did it, and we had a very good time, and it was quite a learning experience. And there was, we got to go to the museums. I got to go down in the ship, and that was absolutely amazing. Talked to the captain quite a bit. Their cafeteria, or whatever you want to call it in the ship, it's all decorated with South Dakota stuff. Mount Rushmore, and their chef is one of the best chefs that the service had, and so they were all very lucky, all those guys there. But I'm telling you, you think of that ship, and it was actually quite large, but their quarters are not very much. So I appreciate everything those guys do. I hope, and I haven't heard, have you heard? Harley Davidson donated a motorcycle for the guys. And any one of the guys that serves on that ship can come to Sturgis and just write their name down, and they can check out that bike for a week or 2 weeks to ride. And I would be really curious to know how many people have actually done that. But it is just one of the bonuses of being on the board and doing what we do for the people. And that this is not nearly what this was. This is just awesome. I did notice that Terry put in here that we have the District 9 meeting here next month. And that's just a little thing that we get to do that is fun. And so when we get to that, we'll talk about it. But I hope that it's one of those deals, but I hope that everybody can make it, all the board members can make it, because it is also a learning experience. And it was quite a shock when we were at the first evening of the gathering, and there was Kent. I should have had a picture of that when he seen us, because he was shocked. And we heard about it through, at that time, every month there was a mayor's meeting for our district. And I think they're only doing that once a quarter now, the mayor's meetings, but we will have to check into that. And both Thunes and Johnsons, and who was it at that time? Thune and Johnson and
Was Rounds in by then?
Rounds,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, Rounds.
Yeah, right. Yes, it was Rounds. Yes. Their helpers. Their, what do they call them?
Staff.
Their staff. Part of their staff was there to give us state updates and federal updates at our mayor's luncheon. And they are the ones that invited us. They said, anybody that can or wants to, please let us know, and you would be welcome. They want people from South Dakota there. And I do have pictures if anybody would like to see them, what we could take pictures of. I do have lots of pictures, and it was an amazing experience. Thank you, Kent. This is really special.
Absolutely, thank you.
Really special. I did get a Christmas ornament, and I bought like a Yeti cup that had the thing. And my Yeti cup, I still have it, but you can't hardly read it anymore. But anyway, so thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely.
Other updates, again, the camera system is still in trial basis. It is on today. Aaron's been up here many hours working on that, including today, and trying to get the microphones all set up. It's we watched a little bit of our recording from just being in here and talking today, and we think we worked out a few glitches for now, and so someday in the near future it will be online. This one will not be, am I correct on that?
Yeah, unless we upload it at
Unless
a later
we
date.
upload it at a later date, so,
Yeah.
yep. And let's see, what else do we have for updates? Did we talk about something else? You have something, Aaron.
Yeah, I did some digging around and got information on where Roy's Drive-Ins currently stands. He did put it up for sale about 2 years ago now. Hasn't really had much action, but I talked to him, and he is looking at trying to open this year. There's no specifics exactly ready to be certain of how he's going to do it, but he does plan to. And I just let him know that where we stand, as far as I could gather, is that he is authorized to open, and he is authorized to do so on the grounds that he will be storing and pumping for his septic.
Yep.
And that's the plan as it stands moving forward. So just something for people to be aware of, is that there's a chance we may see Roy's Drive-In come back online.
Nice. Do you know why he stopped doing it?
He never, after he was going back and forth for about a year to figure out what he could or couldn't do, by the time he got approval to do it under that setup to pump, it was late in the season for that particular year, and he had kind of already put in motion to try to sell it.
Oh, okay.
But from what it sounds like is he may have somebody who's going to be operating it this year, and it's just in the works. So I did tell him that if there's anything that comes up, whatever, we're ready to hear from him if he wants to, if he needs anything. So hopefully we'll bring back some enjoyable evenings in the
That
summer.
would be nice. I think I have many people, different places I go, ask me if it's open or gonna be open again, and so it would be good to be able to say, yes, it is. Yes, Laura?
So it was a septic issue? Is that what the original hiccup was?
There were issues. The state would really want them, and so would we, to hook up to our sewer line, but they are a long ways off from it. So permission was given to them if we would have the logs from them getting it pumped, that we would allow that on a somewhat temporary basis. So yeah, we're hoping. So very good. Thank you for that. Thank you for that work on that. He also has been working on that, the camera system, and a few other things. He was on spring break last week, and I'll guarantee you he put in many hours for the town for nothing. So thank you, Aaron. All right, that'll bring us to engineer.
I meant to get something to eat.
What?
Drop something off.
You went to drop something off
He'll be
there?
back.
Oh, okay.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh, you're not filling in for him. I just
Well, I
figured
can
you
fill
were.
in a couple things.
Well, that's all right. We'll just wait. 7, planning and zoning, an update on the comprehensive
Oh,
plan.
there you
Oh, there you
go.
go.
Oh.
Good timing.
Look at that.
Are we?
Yeah, it's you. It's all about you, bud.
Time that on good.
I guess on the town updates, I should tell everybody, I'm sure you noticed that we did rearrange the office just a little. Slid the desk over here a little further so the TV would be easier for you all to see. And we did put the stand on this side. We still have the sign-up sheets over here, which we expect everybody to sign in. But the podium has its own camera on it, and it's a microphone. And so we will be asking people to speak now from the podium, and that is partially my fault. I have to remind you, as I have been here a long time and never had to do that. So I will try to remind everybody. And that brings us to you, Anthony. Welcome.
Thank you. So, Terry, we have a Teams invite with Pete Walden. It's actually set up for 6:15, and it's 6:15.
Wow.
Hey Pete, so are you gonna join the teams?
Yeah, I'm hooked up.
Okay,
Far as I know.
we're setting it up right now.
Okay.
Says the organizer
Uh,
will let me in.
I'll let you in. Yep. So it's my fault.
It's hard to believe, Anthony, that you're not perfect.
Guests in the lobby. Admit all. Okay. All right. So
Which camera do we want? Integrated?
this is in regards to the well, the Madison well. So I've invited our geologist, Pete Walden, so that everyone can ask some questions about the Madison and how deep it is and quality of the water and what we can expect. And then any questions on previous stuff. So, Pete, you might need to unmute yourself.
Taking time. How's that?
Excellent.
Yep, that's good.
So, Pete, why don't you give us a 20-second background of your experience and a little bit about your involvement in deep well drilling.
Okay, well, I've been a practicing geologist since 1980. I've spent 38 years working with oil and gas companies and minerals, but primarily oil and gas. And then I started working with these deeper water wells 5 years ago. And, we've drilled Madison wells now all along the fringes of the Black Hills from Hot Springs about a year ago, and then all the way up to Belle Fourche is where we are now. So kind of hopping and skipping between then. Hermosa is along that path of near the Black Hills for a Madison well. So that's what I do or have done in a way. Does anyone have any questions about what we're planning on doing?
Board, somebody ask a question? Okay. So in your experience, you believe that the 2,000 or 2,500 feet will be good in our area?
The reason or how I came up with those numbers is, you have to use the information that exists, and the best information is kind of off the maps, but you can extrapolate that. They have the U.S. Geological Survey has done maps that show where they expect the top of the Madison Formation to be, and then that is related to sea level. And although there are no good numbers to work with that are very nearby, we're close enough so that we're relying on the extrapolated values. And in my experience, they've been pretty darn close in the past. As long as you're close enough to the edge of the hills. If you're 40 miles out, that'd be a lot more challenging. But yeah, pretty confident with where I expect it to be. And then you can also use that same information is used to predict where the potentiometric surface is, so how high the water is gonna present itself, either in the casing or above the ground surface.
Okay,
Pete, maybe you could give us just a rundown on where they're at with well number 3 in Belfouche, just so they can see the latest, and that's where your rig is there.
Okay, yeah, we've finished our drilling activities. That well, we put 2 casing in. It wasn't our well design, but we had to work with what they wanted to do. So we ran 2 strings of casing. The casing down to 1,500 feet is 13 3/8 diameter, and so that's so you can get a big, a 12-inch diameter pump motor in it, and then it has 8 5-inch casing going from that down to 2,100 feet, and we drilled out of that casing a couple weeks ago. Got it all done in one day. Drilled the aquifer, Madison aquifer. Actually, it took us 2 days. We tried doing it with air first, and we could only make it so far with air, and then there's so much water was coming in that we couldn't, lift that out of the hole to clean the hole with air. And then the following day, re-drilled about another 250 feet with just formation water. So yeah, that worked real well. We have a lot of water. It flows over there. I think
free
the last
flowing.
measurement
So no pump.
yeah, was
comes out of the ground.
about 1,150 gallons a minute flowing.
why is that one free flowing? I mean, is there a reason for that? I mean,
Well, it has to do with your ground elevation and the pressure in the aquifer. So when you're over on the north end of the hills there, if you say start in Rapid City and you work your way to the west to Belfouche, Spearfish, you cross the line. The water is going to come up to a certain elevation, but then when the wells flow, that elevation is it's kind of consistent, but with the ground elevation changing and how far down the formation where the aquifer is, you get in the right number situation where the potentiometric surface is above ground level. So where we were at Belfouche, it ended up, it's about 80 feet above ground level, which means if the surface we drilled from, where the rig was sitting, was 90 feet higher, the water would only come to within 10 feet of the surface. That's how that works.
okay, gotcha. Okay,
Any chance of that for us?
No, I'm going to say right now, I mean, I worked up that prospect, and
Took a little while for him to answer that, but
the water is going to be 200 feet, 300 feet below the surface out there.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fair enough.
So it most likely won't flow.
okay. But it most likely will be very good water and be at a temperature that will be not maybe hot, maybe warm but not hot.
Says mic's not working here.
And then if they're still thinking on that thought process, if the well is not going to flow, you need to design it with a casing at the surface that is big enough in diameter to handle appropriately for the amount of water you want to move from that well and how far you're gonna have to pump it. So, yeah, that's something that has to, be taken care of in well planning.
Just testing our microphone. Can you hear us?
Go to the third one down.
Can you hear us, Pete?
Third.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay, I had to change my microphone because I don't think you were hearing us there. So, the other question that Linda had was temperature of the water. What can we expect?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be near 100 degrees there. Like I said, I don't have any nearby temperature control to do that, but most of the water is a little bit warm in Madison.
Okay, all right. Dan?
So with that
Our
water,
water there was 120,
Buffering.
I believe. The water up at Box Elder, it is 105 for sure in their municipal wells there.
Okay,
Just speak.
can you hear me okay?
I hear somebody.
okay.
Okay, good, this is Dan Goldsworth. I'm just referencing the wells. I know we were the ones that went to DA&R and applied for the first loan grant, what we had. And with them circumstances being on that, it was a matter where we definitely have cleaner water. The farther west we went,
I don't wanna do that, do you?
Can you right click on your box and
Try to say
is
something.
that better?
Not really.
You're just having talking to the computer instead.
Yeah, let's just talk to the computer. Okay. Let's, okay, just talking.
Okay, can you hear me okay yet?
Go ahead, try it again, Dave.
Are you okay? Can you hear me, Pete? Froze up.
I'm good.
Okay, okay, good. So I don't know if you're familiar with Kim Taylor, as far as the drillings that he does a lot of Madison wells. And when we looked at doing that DA&R loan grant that we went in for, he figured about 1.5 miles off of 79 was the better place to put the Madison. Purposes, number one, cooler water, of course. And number two, the self-flowing is what you were representing in a better circumstance. And he was referencing, of course, the Hermosa water users Madison well, which was 300 gallon a minute, and Heart Ranch Madison well. And both of them are pretty much in line with each other. And that's where he was trying to line up with our well when he was looking at it being back 1.5 miles off of 79. And same purposes of what you said with the hot water, you can get pumps that'll handle that, but it's a lot harsher on them, and you're gonna go through more pumps, more maintenance, more
Absolutely.
circumstances, so.
As far as what's it, your end cost, I mean, do you have the land out there to drill on, and then you're gonna have transportation, pipeline transportation to get it into your system, so, if there are some thoughts of that, I'm sure that comes into play, and those land can become a big issue in a hurry.
Is it any better to move any farther back on Preston's? Did you look at that possibility? Is the water temperature really gonna matter much from where you're at now?
So What? Yeah, what he's asking, Pete, is, you know, that the land where we're proposing to drill is about 650 acres, the total
650.
property.
Okay, yeah, the parcel right along Highway 79, correct?
Yeah, so the question was,
Yeah.
is there any better location than that in that 650
West.
acres, more or less? Would it make a difference if we moved over anywhere?
Well, yeah, it would, because the contour intervals on the potentiometric surface and the formation top run, parallel with the front of the hills there, and they're fairly close together. So if you moved west, you would gain in, your potentiometric surface, and you would also, the depth to the top of the Madison Formation would be a smaller number. I think if anybody has those copies of those documents I made on that, it shows the contour intervals on there.
Yeah, I did send that. I don't know if that was that in the packet?
So
A couple.
the answer is, if you guys can still hear me, yeah, the farther west you go, the easier it is to get to the aquifer, and the higher the potentiometric surface, it just boils down to, what your cost is to move the water. So that's a little bit out of my bailiwick, but
So
west would be good.
So the width of that property from the highway to the western boundary is about 0.8 miles.
Okay, yeah, I'm going into my Onyx right now, and I can look at that and see what the boundary is.
Internet.
Should take.
Could be the.
So 0.8, and well, I think where we were planning on going is fairly close to the east side of that parcel.
So my question, Anthony, is it really worth
The
the
parcel
cost?
that I see here now, it says Preston Families,
Yep.
Preston Family Inc. Is that the parcel that you're planning on drilling in? And
Yes.
okay, yeah, I would say, if you could find a good spot, grand surface over along the west side of that property, no problems at all. It's gonna help.
So would we want to maybe see a quote between the two locations?
Possibly, but what's the degree of help we're looking at here?
Does it make the well shallower if we go to the west side of that property?
I'll have to look and see what the ground elevation is, but my thinking is it could make it a little bit shallower. That without checking the ground elevation on there and stuff. I can't go out there and look while I'm talking here. But it should, because contours run, like I said, parallel with the hills. So the hills running north and south mostly there. The contours are north and south also. So as you move westerly, the potentiometric surface and the Madison your ground elevation generally is higher moving west. So
Yeah.
it should work favorably in that respect.
Yeah. You're probably, you can move west, but the property is like is bounded on three sides by higher elevation, and then it's low in the center. So the south, west, and northern parts of the property are all tall, and that's where we intended to, where we have our water tank is where we were proposing the well location.
Yeah. So that plays
then
in
it's like a
too.
fishbowl. So it's about a difference of 100 feet between one side of the
Yeah.
property and the other. Anywhere in the
Okay.
property, you got about 100 feet difference. So, like, I mean, if we're talking, it's a bit shallower. It's like 100 feet shallower, 200 feet shallower, kind of thing.
But yeah, if the ground, it's gonna be something like that.
Okay.
Where are you thinking about having a tank? In the southwest or southeast quarter of that
Yeah.
section?
Yes,
Okay.
because we've got a water line that ends right there,
Yeah.
so we can hook into it.
Okay. Do you want to review as far as what the economics are going to be for this? I mean, I can come up with alternative locations within that parcel and see if it's going to make very much difference.
Board, I think that would be a good idea. Cal's shaking his head yes. Aaron?
Good idea.
Donna? Yes, please.
Yeah, they'd like you to look
Okay.
at that.
Okay. Yep, I'll do that. I'm in Texas right now, but I'll be back in Lubbock where I can have availability
It's probably
to work on that stuff. I'll
too.
be able to do it tomorrow at some point. So that sounds good to me. I mean, that should be fairly easy.
Okay.
There's good federal maps on that property. So the farther we go west, the closer you get to the real contour lines, not the dashed ones.
Okay?
Is there any more questions for Pete?
Does anybody else have any questions for Pete? No. Dan?
I just wanna, in my clarity of it, and I'm sure Anthony and the board are probably thinking the same thing, where you're gonna do the well now, if you move back, is it gonna cost more for the infrastructure to
Right.
bring it out? And if that infrastructure or the well aren't gonna average out, or your temperatures aren't gonna average out, and it's not gonna cost you any, more effectiveness than the guys going backwards, but if you're gonna lose the temperature and a better flow, you don't know that, but that's probably the $1,000,000 question.
Well, we'll see what he comes back with.
Yeah.
And at least then we can have an idea within that property, so we're not getting way out,
Exactly.
but we're still within the property, and then compare that to extra pipe to connect that well to the tank.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep, I think that's a really good idea.
Perfect.
Good. Thank you, Pete.
Okay,
So I'll just do prognosis again and use, locations that it'll be most likely on the northwest quarter of that piece of property and then on the southwest corner down there. So I'll do both and see if there's much difference.
that'll work.
If it's no difference, then of course the southwest one would be the best because it's closer to where your tank will be.
Yep,
Yep.
that makes sense. Thanks, Pete.
Okay, hey, thanks.
Have a good night.
I'll be talking with all of you soon.
Okay.
Bye. Well, they're geologists, right? Special personality. So the next, so that's what we'll do. We'll report back on that.
Okay.
B is approved work authorization for engineer to revise the Preston plat and get full approvals County for second road access. So what we want to do is, I don't know, probably haven't had a chance to see this because we just went over it with the Preston family before this meeting. You can pass around this exhibit. And actually, this is another good exhibit. It's the same, but it's showing the ingress egress for the water tank.
Is it upside down, isn't it? Because looking at it, I'm going,
So the big change is the DOT not allowing us to get on the highway. So what we've had to do is we've had to create a road that goes down to Shore Road through the Preston's property, and there's a big ravine there. So that's why we had to jag off to the west so far, because we're trying to avoid this huge drainage ravine that cuts through the property there. So Prestons have seen this, and they're pretty much in line, on board with it. This will be primarily for emergency use only. It won't be paved. It'll be gravel. But if they ever had any emergency in the farthest end of the sub, they'd be able to go there and get out through Shore Road. So that's the idea. The other aspect is this route that you see in yours, Linda. And here you can't really see it, but it basically follows this contour like this, all the way to the tank. Here's the highway.
Okay.
So this is the main entrance where they're at, where it's at now. And so like we have to create an easement along this route all the way to our tank. And that's the only way we can get to our tank. Yep, that's the property we own. So that'll be recorded, and then as those roads get built and dedicated to the town, it'll eventually just be that little piece from the end of the cul-de-sac to the tank. Because we couldn't get on the highway, and then even though we could use that sliver that Dan owns, once you get to Shore Road, there's a huge drop off there. So and it would be so close to the highway that they probably wouldn't allow us to put a driveway right at that cattle guard. So it just wasn't gonna work there either.
Okay.
So this is the least expensive route. It's also the route that the driller prefers to get up there. He likes to go in, prefer to go in and take that slope and come up to the top of the hill from the backside and then drill there.
Okay.
So tomorrow, yeah, I just don't have one, but I can give it to borrow.
I'll give it back to you.
Yeah, that's cool. So tomorrow I go to Custer County to give them an update on the water tank in the morning, and what I'm going to tell them is, as little as possible, but what I'm going to tell them is that we've got it ready to go. The plans are done for the design, and the spec book's done. So it's ready to go out to bid. We were waiting on this last piece, which was how are we going to get to it, and that's going through this. Ultimately, our only option was going through that proposed subdivision. Without, unrelated to my update to the commissioners, I will go just to the county road commission and ask for a driveway off of Shore Road for that field. Because once we have a driveway, but I'll build it to the culvert size and width that we could then have it for our access road. But at this point in time, there is no requirement in our ordinance for that second ingress egress. So for all intents and purposes, we're just provisioning for worst case scenario that we need emergency. And our fire departments, nothing like I've told you in the past, nothing like our fire departments back east. They're real flexible and easy to work with and stuff. And but they do have to follow fire code, so I wouldn't want to put them in a situation where they're not really able to meet their national fire code rules about access. So that's just making sure that when we start this project, we can end it. So the work authorization is this additional, like we've actually done a bit of this already to get to this point with these exhibits. But this exhibit here, which just shows the easement, we would put a letter in front of it that the Prestons would sign, giving us that easement, so it protects our access to the tank. And so that's what, I've got a work authorization there. Did she print out?
C,
I couldn't, did you
Is there-
send me the work authorization?
It was an email format.
Okay. I didn't put anything in the packet, so I apologize. I went back and looked and I did,
So I just to give you the amount.
okay. The 9,000?
Did you find it?
I did find it.
Okay.
16 hours, $2,400. County access total 3,000 and full engineering on county access 3,600. So that's 9,000 total.
That would be a not to exceed.
Not just,
The last part, which is the engineering county access, we may be able to just get away with the culvert and make it to the width and size and not have to do a full engineering of that access, but I wanted to be limit to exceed to get us to the finish line on that,
Okay.
so that's all tied off.
okay,
So we won't be able to save on that last part.
okay.
so
the
a
total,
maximum of $9,000,
Not to exceed.
not to exceed. Okay, I need a motion in that effect. Donna makes the motion to approve the work authorization for TIF number 2 for final reviews.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Aaron seconds that. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. So,
That was for TIF 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
no, that's the next
No, that's
one.
for, it
Oh,
was for B.
Sorry.
B.
For B.
I'm sorry.
I thought,
Okay, so revise that. Approve the work authorization for engineer to revise Preston plat and get full approvals for Custer County on the second road access. Motion? Donnie, you still gonna make the motion?
yeah.
And Aaron?
Motion.
Yep.
Yep, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, thank you.
Were you gonna have discussion on items?
I thought you had your discussion already, okay? You wanna discuss that, Dan?
Please, I just was wondering on the cost. Now, is Preston paying for a portion of this for the plating and for the road and for what layout is then on that too?
Yeah, so we hold about just under $150,000 of Preston's money. We hold that in the town's
Which
account.
we had in that original 300,000, we
Right.
put 150,000 in that trust and
Right.
150 we still have on the sewer side.
Yeah, so ideally, yeah, the sewers are taps, so that goes into the sewer fund, but the water one, we said we would let them use that to get the development going, since we can't provide them water, it's coming from Southern Black Hills. So instead of just returning the money, we said that it's available for you to spend towards the development, so that it gets off the ground. We want them to be able to hook into our sewer and facilitate what's already built in the ground. So, the original plating that I was doing for that, was supposed to be completely paid for by the interest that we incurred, because we put it in a CD. But then DOT won't let us onto the highway And so I had to make revisions to the plat to get it to the point where we can now go to final engineering. And so that's where we're pretty much at now. There's one little missing piece related to how it touches Wade Shorb's property and the shape of his property, his property and some of Preston's property along the highway will be commercial. And so
Right.
we're basically, Wade Shorb would give them an acre and they'd give him an acre. But it would square everything off. Right now, if you look at Wade Shorb's piece, it's like a triangle.
Mhm.
And it only has one access. So what we're proposing to do is basically cut that triangle off. There's already a road in our subdivision plan, so now he'd have two driveways and a long rectangular piece. In exchange, they'll give the Prestons this piece and this piece, which squares this commercial piece off, which also has access to this road. So that's all that's left in the plat. And this is a low-lying area that I can't get gravity sewer to. So we make it commercial because that would be perfect for, let's say, storage, mini storage or something that doesn't need sewer.
Right.
So,
I guess that was my confusion with the cost, and I appreciate that, because I know in our original contract, when we did that with the Prestons, the clause was in that contract that they understood there was a risk, and that if something happened, there was no reimbursement of the money, no different than the losses we had, so. So that's why I didn't know where the cost share was going on this. I know the board made a motion to allow that to happen, but in the contract, it was actually written where they took the risk too, so. But I appreciate that, thank you.
and we've got it to a point in that original contract that we've estimated costs, the value of the TIF, the value of taxes, how many lots there'll be. We got to the goal we wanted to get at, but now we're getting into the details of how the lots are shaped and how they access each other. And so now we're getting to the last phase before engineering. So then now we'll do that, that'll have a cost, because we'll have to do all our profiles for drainage, for
Right.
sewer and water, and we know that it'll all work. So we've done it kind of calculations wise, we've done it to know that this layout will work based on elevations. But now you have to actually do all the detailed drawings so a contractor can build it.
Right.
Yeah.
So is this gonna be a reimbursable cost through the TIF?
Could be,
The planning and engineering is reimbursable
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
TIF.
could be.
Administrative?
I mean, it's not automatically gonna be included in there?
No, well, we just would include this project cost, yeah. All the engineering goes, could be.
Yeah,
I don't know why it wouldn't be, I should say.
okay. Yeah, so that's all I wanted to know.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Anthony.
So the next one is work authorization for TIF 2. This is basically this is Neil's, and it's the last step of the TIF, which gets into the ready for legal review. So that's where there's some time spent there. Obviously the Preston family are kind of spread out geographically. We're dealing with 3 different states, 4 different people.
Yep.
So Neil's spent quite a bit of time corralling everybody, getting everybody in the same direction. I just drove to Jim's, that's why I was late and dropped off drawings, so just gives you an idea of the extra effort to get this developer to the finish line, so.
Good.
I also don't have, I don't know if that total amount was there.
I think it was 5,
Is
wasn't
it
it?
5,000
$5,000.
work authorization for the TIF 2? That would be a similar instance where the cost to put the TIF together is reimbursable from the TIF. So.
Okay.
Basically, what it's gonna be is bringing in the final, now that they have agreed to their, I'm sorry, she's doing.
Go ahead.
Basically, we're toward the point now with the Prestons that they've agreed on their concept plan, that was kind of part of it, is making sure they'll probably be producing this in phases, and trying to get an agreement of what phase they would want to go with first, because of where the infrastructure is. They're probably not gonna plat all 104 lots at the same time, but that means they'll have a master plan. The reason for that is they don't wanna put, you wanna see how it goes, so that you break it up into phases and see how many houses they could be built in a short period of time. And then, so what we're trying to do is crunch the numbers based off of all the costs that come in, and then compare that with how much property taxes they will generate. And so then if they don't match, then one or two things is you gotta figure out how you can lower the cost, or maybe they don't put as many lots in as they in phase one. So, but that's kind of the mechanics that we're trying to work out. We're gonna have another, we just had a meeting with Preston's here just a little while ago before you walked in, with them on the phone. We're gonna have another one with them next week. So it seems to be, took a lot longer than we had anticipated, and cost-wise as well. So I appreciate it if you would. And then obviously, once we get the project plan completed, and then they'll have a legal review as well, to take a look at that, so there'll be some cost for that, so we can get reimbursed with this too, so. Hope that helped.
Yep, and that total is
I
5,000?
believe it's 5,000,
5,000,
so
yeah.
that's the number.
5,000 total, okay. Go ahead.
How are things looking on commercial, covering the commercial component?
That's why that one piece has to be there for the commercial. The reason why, in this case, where you want a commercial parts of it is there's 4 different classifications of TIFs that you can have. One is industrial, one is economic development, one is affordable housing, and one is local. Local is basically anything that's not one of the 3. And then local, you go and get it classified as local, would be the only, in this case, that's what the only option would be, is if they didn't have the commercial. Because they're not doing it under affordable housing one. Affordable housing one is that you gotta maintain that the houses have a certain AMI, and it's gotta be developed with that type of population, and you can control there. I mean, so like apartments or something of that nature, that have to be subsidized and things like that. So in this case, since it has a commercial element to it, it can get classified as economic development. The one downside too is if you get classified as local, is the local school district, it's not, they're not held harmless in the state aid formula under a local TIF, so they would have to incorporate an extra levy to do that, and that's something we definitely don't want to have to do. So that's the reason for the commercial part, is to be with that as well. Plus, in essence, it makes sense where that it gives you a little bit of a buffer there anyway. You're right off the highway, so it looks like that's the reason. That's the reason why it's very important that we have the commercial element in this.
Okay.
Do we need a motion?
Well,
I was gonna say that.
in that first motion, did we have the dollar amount in there as 9,000?
We haven't made a motion for
Well,
item C yet.
I did. And
Were
we
we
voted
talking-
on it, but,
Wasn't that item B?
yeah, well, it was, but we redid B.
Oh, the first one, okay.
So the first one, we didn't have a dollar amount on.
No.
So if we can just use the first one, if Donna and Aaron would agree with that, because they're the ones that made and seconded the motion, and as long as the entire board still feels that that is the correct way to go, to approve the $5,000. We're okay?
Sounds good with me.
Yes.
Are you done?
Go ahead, Cal.
I just wonder if we could kind of tighten up the meeting mechanics a little bit,
Yeah, it's a little.
and just let's slow down in the steps through the motions and stuff, just so we can capture discussion and things.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you. So, we're done. That is approved. Okay, thank you. That brings us to D. Approve the purchase of the generator from Apple Springs.
So D is somewhat tied with discussion in the new business on FEMA generator grant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna kind of reference that, but then help you bring context to why Mike Short is saying, maybe you're interested in his generator still. So he has to move it right now because the the treatment plant that was there is now here. So now you have a generator sitting out in the middle, like almost in the golf course, all by itself, and doesn't look like it belongs there. So, and our last bit of equipment for the treatment plant, which is our ultrafiltration system, sitting in his treatment plant now, is being moved here. So now he'll have room inside to move his generator if he wants to store it inside. But he said, well, why don't you ask Hermosa if they would be interested in it still. His asking price is $12,000 or best offer. It's designed to run our treatment plant. It's specific because it's propane and it's single phase, which is a troublesome thing, right? Because
Really?
it's not very common. So it's designed really to run our single phase motor that runs our wheels and everything. And obviously lights and those types of things. But we don't really have, other than ultrafiltration, which we could sometimes discharge without running ultrafiltration. That generator would be suitable for the treatment plant. The FEMA grant application, I had a discussion with so where that's at is that obviously all the FEMA people are all worried about their jobs. So they've been canceling all those meetings that we were usually having bi-weekly. And the DTA team, the Direct Technical Assistance team, basically can't help us right now until they know that they're going to be working at FEMA and they're not applying for jobs elsewhere. So Bridget Mitchell from Headwaters Economics, she's still actively helping us and working because she's a private consultant. So she has a budget that she's working on to keep that grant application that was through that program with the state, which would have zero cost to the town, right? Keep that one going.
Right.
The last little bit of items, because there was quite a few comments that came back from FEMA that normally the DTA team would have worked their way through. I've had to try to help Bridget work her way through them. The last one was SHPO, the Historic Preservation Office. And Bridget asked if Benish could help, put that request, that you put one in and you say, do we need a historical review or not? And they say no, or they say, yeah, you need an archaeology survey. And it's just the one site, the top of the hill, where our water tank is going to go. That site's never been built on before. So the rest of the sites are all disturbed. So I had my environmental engineer in Lincoln put that request in to SHPO for Bridget. That's all she needed to have in by Friday, I think it was, to the state, to Blair at the state.
Yep.
So that's where that's at, but she seemed kind of apprehensive that program might fall through, and then the next one that would pick it up would be the HG, so Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, HMGP. And that one, we would have a match associated with it. So, and I think she said the match was it 10% or something like that?
One was 10%, and the other one you're talking about was 15.
Yeah, so if we're 10%, then you're at like 20 grand. So, now, I just put this out there, approve is it was really more a discussion about it, to see if it was still something we're interested in. We don't have to decide on it now, but, go ahead.
My question is, if this FEMA stuff falls through, can we use the South Dakota grant to get this generator?
South Dakota grant.
Yeah, or is that a match
one?
only? The one that Blair was that they're gonna go through
Well,
Blair's
so
office, right?
we had that discussion about used and new, and they favored new.
Right, but that's through FEMA though, right? Or is that through
I
South
think
Dakota as
it's
well?
joint, yeah, it's a joint thing. The
Okay.
state just pays our match instead of us having to pay for it.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So how much is a a brand new one, that would be like the one that Apple Springs has. So what is the cost difference?
I would say that one brand new is probably in the 18,000 range,
At least.
at least. The ones we were looking at with FEMA were about 25 to 30,000.
Mhm.
It comes with a transfer switch, then you got a couple thousand gets added, and that's all included in the Apple Springs one. So, you know, it's something to consider.
Okay, Aaron?
I'm kinda hung up on a single phase. I mean,
Mhm.
I'd rather, definitely, if we're spending money on a generator, I don't see why we'd be spending it on a single phase generator. That's
Yeah,
kinda
it's
where I
less
stand on that.
Yeah, so it's got less applications than three-phase.
Okay, Chuck?
Oh, I was gonna bring up, earlier on the well situation. The further we move that back, the more line that's gonna have to be put in. I'm assuming the pump's gonna be three-phase, and they're throwing some really wild numbers out there on extending the electrical. They're up to $2,000 a pole now, and that would have to extend that three-phase further back in there, and I have no idea what it would cost to extend that electricity.
Okay, well, that'll all be checked out, thank you.
The town office is single-phase, wouldn't it?
Town office? Yeah, probably.
Yes.
So that's another location where that generator would be fine, is the town offices. That's not as critical
Right,
per se.
I'm
I
thinking.
mean, it's on a
wells.
skid, so it could be moved.
Dan?
How many KW is that?
I don't know, I used to have the nameplate and everything when we were looking at it before. I wanted,
75, wasn't it?
was it 75? Okay. It was pretty big, it wasn't small, so,
But it's only a single phase?
yeah. Yeah, and we looked at,
Limited applications.
could it be converted and stuff like that?
Limited
It didn't
applications.
make sense. I don't think
There's
it
not
met
much.
like the code, electrical
You can
code
use
Where a single phase
Do
is
that.
gonna draw that much.
modification. So,
Well, in thoughts, like I say, I got a 50 KW in my shop. And when I paid for that 10 years ago, then it was 20 grand to do everything with the switch and everything on it on the 50 KW. So if you're gonna look at a single phase at this and he's looking for or best offer, how many years old is this?
6 or 7?
So a person threw an $8,000 offer at him and let him counter, you wouldn't be out of line, because you're never gonna touch a 75 KW for that kind of money. I mean, there's used ones on the market that you can pick up for that 8 grand that are in that circumstance, but it's a matter where if you can get it for that, you're not gonna ever, and a brand new, you're exactly right, 25, 30 anymore for a 75 KW.
Aaron?
Anthony, what other applications other than like the office? I just don't see many applications for a single phase that big, other than this treatment plant, maybe.
Yeah,
But
so the motor in the treatment plant is single phase, and it's because it's from Europe, and that was how it was designed originally.
yeah,
But yeah, other than, you know, typical stuff that you would step down to single phase for, like lights and some heating,
I mean, this office,
Blowers.
maybe 15 in this office, right?
yeah. I don't know if the pond doctors, are the pond doctors single phase?
Yes.
So the pond doctors that run the lagoons are single phase. So, but anything where it's got the wells, any location with the wells, it's gonna be three phase.
Right.
Now, I have talked to that, not Pete, but I talked to his associate there, Albert, and there were situations where they had single phase well pumps, like our wells. So I don't think our pumps that we currently own would be like that, but we haven't bought the one for well 3. So, but I know he said that he's done those before, single phase. But I think it would be more appropriate for our smaller, our like Inyakara wells that are not so deep. We want to kind of limit ourselves.
Okay. The, I don't think that any of the grant or monies that would apply to a used equipment, so this would be strictly out of our pocket. And it's not specifically in the budget, not that we cannot, change that, but, right now it is not in the budget. So how necessary is it? How long we need it now, or as soon as we get up and running, we need it? We need it only if we have an emergency.
I can go a long time without power out there.
Okay?
Yeah, I got 5 million gallon detention basin, I got bigger lagoons. I think you got a portable generator that could probably keep the motor running on the wheels to not let the biofilm die. So we're not in that kind of dire situation.
Okay. Go ahead, Chuck.
Well, there is some three-phase in that treatment plant because we spent like $15,000 extra money to bump that up to three-phase to go to the treatment plant. So there is three-phase at the treatment plant.
Yeah, the ultrafiltration system.
Yeah, right. And you had said that it would not work for that.
No.
Right. Okay, Aaron?
Yeah, I feel like any money we put at this would be better pointed toward the right generator for us. I just feel like it would be nice to help them out, but I don't think this is.
This is it.
Yeah.
For any money? I mean, I also agree that the 12,000 is too much. But, I mean, not to say we couldn't lower the offer and he can say no if he's not, interested. That's. But is it worth? I would even go lower than Dan. Is it worth 5,000?
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, that's.
He can counter offer on that. I mean, I'm just saying, we're this just for discussion here. Where are we at on this?
Well, heavy equipment, it gets to the point where if it has to be gone, you pay to remove it. It's heavy enough. You
Yeah,
can end up paying
right.
to have somebody get it out of your way. So I guess it depends on how urgent he needs it gone. Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
So I would say, it looks to me like the board is under the feelings that we are not wanting to purchase it unless it is super cheap. Trina?
Well, I mean, we could just table it for, just think about it for 2 weeks, because, I mean, we don't want to be in a position where we have an emergency, and then we have to pay more than $5,000 to get something. So, I mean, it's insurance, right? That's what a generator is, insurance.
Mark?
It's a weird question. How much power do you need to keep the plant running, or the treatment running?
So the wheel is really the only thing we need to keep going because that's what keeps the biology alive.
Sure.
I think that motor is what, 1 horse, 2 horse.
So you don't need anywhere near
You don't
75
need
kilowatts.
You don't need a big, you don't need a big generator.
I mean, and it's single phase?
Home Depot special.
Well, $800 could probably buy a generator that'll keep that running.
I already got one if you need to borrow one.
Yeah, I mean, just because something's cheap, don't mean we gotta buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Dan?
And I think it's a great thing that Chuck mentioned, that we do have that pull-around one we've got, and the guy was in that need, and Anthony brings a great point too. You really don't even need the treatment plant if we had power. If we look back how long we've really actually lost power in this town for, in the last 5 years, we can count on one hand. They've gotten pretty dependable, and with all the extra storage, like Anthony said down there, well, you just let your ponds fill up and shut your treatment plant down, and you're not pumping out, not needing to, so if a guy can get grants and get the right one for the right job.
Okay. Yep. All right, Anthony, you kinda got the word on that.
Sounds good. The last thing is approval for Neil to prepare a resolution for the board on the extraterritorial agreement with Pennington. Can you give an update here?
Yeah, I had a conversation with the county planner, the planning director, well, just last week or so. And we were kind of going back and forth what was the best way to do this. Was I kind of, first of all, gave her a sample of what you have with Custer County, and which is that type of an agreement. And we both kind of concluded, well, just the best way was to just have you guys pass a resolution at some point just saying you wish to exercise extraterritorial jurisdiction on a certain legal description and be done. And she'll just accept that and then give that to the county commission. So I would draft something based off of those conversations, and then would have Kent kind of review it as from the legal and updated it from, you know, make sure we cited the right statutes and so forth. To make it easier than trying to do two joint agreements and everything. And basically the one area that we talked about with the county where I think you're going to have an interest is in all of section 19, which was basically the Preston's property on the east side of the highway. Because if we're going to do a nice TIF district there with 100 some homes, you're going to want to have the peripheral area around the county. You know, we're going to want to somewhat have some part of the Hermosa is going to run, because it could eventually get more annexation, or at least have some types of control on there to see, make sure that it's compatible with there. So that's what we were just kind of talking, is taking the residual part out of that. And so that's what that's for. So what I would do is I would draft the language, send it over to Kent, and then Kent can have its legalese on there.
Okay. I don't think we need a motion in that effect. Does everybody agree that
Yeah,
we want that
that's
done?
what you want to do.
Well,
Yes.
Don't we have to approve the cost of him to do that, or are you gonna?
It's not going to take very long.
Right.
I'll just
Okay.
find it somewhere.
He's already got a budget.
I've already got it
Right.
there on the on-call budget there. So.
All right.
So you're in approval of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Aaron?
Sounds good.
Donna? Okay, your approval's been given. Thank you.
Okay.
Anything else, Anthony or Neil? Either one of you?
Nope, I'm your next one, so.
You are planning and zoning. All right, Neil. Dan, you have a question
One
first?
question on your extraterritorial, and
Yeah.
you were mentioning annexation. Now, we've annexed the whole
Right,
Preston parcel. So in the TIF, when you're doing that with your annexation, with the extraterritorial agreement, and you're talking only phases, so how's that gonna work with the TIF? Are you gonna do the TIF on the whole Preston property?
Right. All the Preston, no, they're just going to be tipping the part that's in the city limits. Is the TIF is going to cover that boundary. What I was getting at was the Prestons own a lot of other land around that parcel.
Yeah, across the road.
Across the road, and also some more to the north
Right.
there as well, that is not in city limits. But that's the point, that's the part that the county kind of thought that, and myself kind of agreeing that the town of Hermosa should have some type of control over that area, just so that there's some protection there. And so it's basically it's the remaining, that section, the county line cuts, the sections in two county, I had to do a double take of that because I discovered that. So it basically would be the remaining part of section 19, excluding the part that's in the city limits. So that's what we're saying, is we were thinking of having as the extraterritorial, because you don't know what's gonna happen there, because
Right.
but we do wanna protect that TIF district. That's the
So
purpose of that.
you'll have, like we have in Custer County with
Very
your
similar.
extraterritorial half-mile jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So that way we have that circumstance.
That's basically what we're doing. Be very, very similar to what we do in Custer County.
So, and to me, I would think that would be enough importance that you want a motion, because you're backing up a legal document with another
Right.
county, so that they have proof that this board wanted to do the extraterritorial agreement like we did Custer County, and they did physically asked for that motion and minutes that we did approve it, so.
I won't argue that point, Dan, but without seeing the legal document, I'm not gonna approve it.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just
yeah, yeah.
saying
So,
when it gets to that
When it
point.
gets to that
Correct.
point, yes, but not tonight.
Right,
Right,
exactly.
yeah, obviously you'll vote on
Yes.
the resolution once we get it. I'm just asking, just thought we'd give you the heads up and.
Yes, thank you. That's good.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so update on the comprehensive plan.
Okay, I started working on the comprehensive plan, and one of the key things of having a successful comprehensive plan is you want to have some type of public engagement. Yeah, if you're interested in that. So what I've started doing is I'm going to draft a survey that we would send out about 10 questions or so. You know, some of the things they would ask. These would go out, Terry and I were talking about, they could go out with your water bills. That way you're getting everybody a chance, the 280 some read the water bill. That would basically also gives you commercial people and when they're to have an opinion. It's about a 10 question questionnaire. So it wouldn't be something very long, you know, some of the things, what are some of the strengths and positives and actions of the community? What are some areas of improvement? What amenities and additional services would be provided? What is the quality of our services provided? What type of businesses would you like to see in town? What are some of the biggest challenges facing the town? What are some big ideas that the town should be considering? And what would you like? Where would you like to see the town in 5-10 years? And then my last question is, what question did I not ask that I should have asked?
Okay.
So it just could be a quick little questionnaire we would send. I'd give people about 3 weeks or so to reply, and they can just be returned. And I'm also a part of the cover letter is I don't want names on these because I want people to feel you know, they could be very candid and on here because you just want to make sure that we protect the integrity of the people who are doing the survey. So I thought I'd let you know that we would do that. They could just return them back here at City Hall, and then I would retrieve them at some point, and then try to reconcile them to see how these questions kind of, when we kind of do there, so we could get some public input. Another part of this public engagement strategy that I'm proposing is I would do a community meeting of some sort, public meeting. Here, sometime before the expiration of the time they did the survey. The reason is that people could maybe bring the survey or drop it off at this public meeting of some sort. So this is where I may need a little bit of some help. I don't know the calendars here in Hermosa. If there's certain days of the week that work better, work there. I was thinking about having the deadline to return them about April 25th or so. So sometime in there, if there's any special events that you definitely want to avoid that, you know. And I guess what else, you know, I have no idea how many to anticipate to get people here, but I would put that in the cover letter of a time and a place. I mean, you have a community hall here, I believe that, I haven't been in it, but I don't know if that would be a good spot for it. It basically, and it's gonna consist basically of me having maybe a flip chart and letting people just engage, just kind of talk. Say, what are some of the things, and we probably use the questionnaire as the kind of there, so it's just another avenue that people don't feel comfortable, maybe filling out a questionnaire, or they just want to come in, they can share with me with their, and obviously you would be all be invited to listen in on that too, because, or bring your friends and neighbors and so I just was wondering if there are certain events that I should avoid, probably in the month of April, obviously Easter, you know, avoid that.
Go ahead, Aaron.
We almost have to handle that like a work session, right? Like a
I would,
quorum and then.
yeah, I would think so too. In April, we happen to have 5 Tuesdays,
Okay.
and the regular board meetings are the 1st and the 15th, and the work sessions would be the other days. If you're saying giving them until the 25th, which is Arbor Day, our meeting could be on the 29th for that. If that works for everybody. I don't know of any events. I don't know if there's anything listed in the newsletter for the 29th. I don't think so.
We only have March.
Oh, and we only have March. Well, they don't do ahead a little bit. maybe. But anyway, we can check into that.
Okay.
And we could finalize that date, in a week or two, but right now, as a,
Yeah, definitely, I'd like to have it on a date where you guys could attend. You know,
Okay.
so definitely we would avoid board of trustee meetings. You know, obviously you wouldn't be there as an official capacity, but you definitely, I think it behoove you to hear what they're saying. So, yeah, if you want to, maybe
Okay.
if I can work with Terry on
yes,
that there and then make sure we can get the community center lined up, but.
Yep.
Usually I know school events, typically there's not much going on in the April.
April.
Because most of this
mhm,
basketball is pretty much over by then and everything, so.
okay,
Anyway, well, I appreciate that.
yes, we'll work on that, thank you,
Um,
yes,
should one of us check with Nick to see what their schedule is looking like? Because
absolutely, there you
we've
go.
got like graduation parties. coming up.
Okay, yep. Tentatively the 29th at 6,
Yeah,
okay,
probably 6 to 8 or so, something like that.
okay.
You know there's a bar there, don't you?
Oh, I guess I didn't know that.
Downstairs,
Is that good or bad?
I guess
Could be
we'll find
really
out,
bad.
right?
April 29th then.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
6 to 8. All right, very good, thank you. That brings us to claims. Review of the payroll and claims.
Can I make a motion?
You can.
I make a motion to pay the claims as stated.
Okay.
As stated.
Donna makes the motion, we accept the claims as they are. Do I have a second to that motion?
A second
Aaron?
For discussion.
Okay, seconded for discussion. Thank you, Aaron. And your discussion, sir?
Just quick, cattle, this is still the old website management?
Yeah, so that had never been paid. We had a 1-year contract with them and it was from May of last year to April of this year, and when Trina went to, I'm looking at transferring that domain, $1,000 had never been paid, so I paid it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Cal?
Yeah, a couple of them, so Kent, what were the 215 copies for? You remember?
I'd have to, it should say on the billing with an itemized for items.
Is that in the packet?
No, it's,
While you're looking at that, I just want to talk to Anthony for just a minute. So, we're on the agenda very early in the meeting tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, and I will meet you there
Okay, yeah. They said that we'll be out of there by 9.
by 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have us up front.
Okay, very good. That's all I needed.
I'm not giving them any more information than
Then you have to?
than I have to.
Good to see you. Take care.
Hopefully they'll get a lot more information in a month, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
okay, thank you.
Also, this, repair water leak Fifth and Manning for 11,221. That was for that one over there.
yes.
Okay. And then the legal fees for the Clean Water SRF, is that going to be, is there gonna be a way that we're paying for that, like through one of the projects, or do you know how that's gonna work?
I'm not really sure of that. With the SRF loan, the legal fees, can you?
I don't know if it includes it or not. You're talking about the Maya Henry bill there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm
as
not
far-
aware if it requires it or not, I'm not familiar with specific grant. Usually they are included in a loan or grant,
Yeah.
as a matter of course.
Oh, all right, so then this Wix, that's the new.
Yeah, that's the new one. The
Alright, so
Wix
we're
is so now we're gonna
paid ahead
Yep.
instead
Yep.
of.
So once
alright.
we switch that over, then we'll be good for 2 years.
Cool.
And it's quite a bit difference. We got
Oh, yeah.
739 for 2 years. Close to $1,000 a year.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Dan?
I guess on that repair, I have a short discussion on that because I know it was brought up about the contractor and where it was at. And that it was basically, Mr. Ferguson made the statement that in his contract, he was allowed to call whoever he wanted. And I reviewed that contract and there's nothing in there about that.
That is
And
correct.
basically, that all there is a $3,000 limit for him to be approved on that. And that basically, it needs to be reviewed with the chairs of that committee before anything can be decided and decisions
It was an
made.
emergency situation.
And there was another contractor that did care to bid on that project. And to me, I think that's a little bit exorbitant myself on that situation, but more so that the misrepresentation of his own contract was pretty harsh on that situation too.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Anybody else?
Well, I'd just like to point out that, I mean, it would have been an emergency situation had we worked on it when we had caught the leak a couple, 3 weeks prior. However, at the time that we were getting around to it, it was no longer an emergency, as far as I could tell, because it already leaked for so long that, you know, if we let it leak another day or two to bid it out, then I don't see that it would have hurt anything. But
And so how would you like to handle the bill?
that's a good point, or a good question.
That's what we're discussing here, so. Aaron?
What's done is done. We can think about what we do next time around, but this is done. It was an action that needed to be taken and it was taken and now the problem's resolved, right? So we move on.
Okay, that's one opinion. Anybody else on the board? Go ahead.
Well, I believe that, I guess it's conflict of interest, but I know that several phone calls were made to find a contractor, and this is the only one that we could get to come.
It was the only one that he knew of. There were others.
Well, you know, but
Yeah.
how many phone calls do you make?
Yeah, I'm not arguing. I'm just stating a point. Yep. Cal?
I'd just also like to state too that I did have an appointment for a guy to come look at it. He was gonna get here, I think at around 10 a.m. the following morning. So, you know, he didn't end up showing up because Chuck did arrange the other guys. So I don't know what his bill possibly would have been, because I didn't want another guy coming in and interfering with the job in process.
That's
so.
fair.
Yeah, so I just told him that we got somebody else.
But as far as the bill, how do you feel about that?
What are you gonna do? Go ahead. I mean,
Well, unfortunately, the other option is that we make Chuck pay it. And don't hit the messenger here. I'm just saying that is the option. And that is why I'm asking how they want to handle it. And
be damned if they do
Aaron's
and you're damned if they don't.
suggestion was that we pay it, forget it, move on in a better manner. And
I feel like that's all we can ever do and is look at the situation and just try to improve our performance the next time around.
Yeah. Is there?
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is, you know, 3 times the normal amount, over 3 times the normal amount that we would normally earmark for things through DPW, and, I mean, I just would have liked to seen it bid out with at least 2 people. And like I mentioned too, that wasn't really an emergency at that point, since it kind of been going on for a while, but
When I was there the day before the workers got here, the water was surfacing further down the road. And to me, that made it kind of important. I didn't want any further damage done to the road. That was my concern. And when Chuck and I talked, and he said he had already talked to several people and hadn't gotten anybody lined up or that was interested in the job, but that he would keep thinking about it. And I said, okay, good. And the difference there is he called the people, they did the work, they did a excellent job. I'm not arguing that the price seems quite high. Yes, it does. I'll agree with that. But they did a very good job of it. And the road is, it made me feel better knowing that the work was getting done ahead of time. The sooner is better because of our roads. And so, am I agreeing? Yes, I will agree with you where Chuck's contract is stated, that yes, that was stated wrongly by him. But it was also partially my fault because I'm the one that spoke with him and was at that site. Okay? Deb?
I was just wondering, how much did this guy charge by the hour? Since it's not on the packet, I don't
Yeah.
see the bill.
Thank you for asking.
Labor was 10 hours at $75 an hour.
And how much?
10 hours, $75 an hour.
The labor
That's
was
$750.
Yeah, that's what he has for labor. He has mobilization was 2,800, and then I guess there's some excavator with operator is 2,000. 10 hours at $200
$200 an hour for
for
that.
excavator, and then skid steer with operator was 5 hours at $150 an hour, so $750. Dump truck 5 hours at $125, $625, and then just general labor the 10 hours at $75, $750. Parts $2,790.51, and then the tax is at 10% and 5 overhead. It says profit 10% and overhead of 5%, so $971.55 and $534.35. So get to the 11,000.
Deb?
So is he gonna come back and like fill it in now, cause it's starting to sink? And is he going to clean up the mess, since the town paid him 11 grand to do the job? Cause the pipe is still there, on the side of the road.
On the side of the road.
Yeah.
And Chuck, did you tell him that you would clean that up? Or is he
I
supposed
will.
to? You will tell him or you will clean it up?
I'll clean it up.
Okay. Dan?
Thank you. And to me, with the circumstances, there probably should be a letter of reprimand put in the file on this because there was no communication on it.
Okay, thank you.
And then I have another question on the snow removal side of it. I know it was brought up that there was gonna be cleanup done on that, and which I performed some of it. That was me volunteering because I wanted the sod to survive, but on the gravel, if it's not brought out right and it's used in the wrong equipment, because I basically got where we peeled ice off at that one point couple, 3 years ago, and cleaned all the gravel up and cleaned it all out so that we didn't have ruts and stuff in the yard. So if this cleanup isn't done, it's gonna get soiled into the grass twice as bad and become a problem. And if it's gonna be that circumstance and it needs to be hired out, I would put a number to do that too. And then reimburse from Mr. Ferguson if it's not gonna be done properly.
Okay,
Not for,
we will discuss that. Thank you.
thank you.
So, the motion at hand. I believe there is one.
To approve it.
to approve the, Aaron?
Should we let this motion fall, approve the claims with an exception of that payment, and then discuss the contract component of it in executive session?
If that is what the board would like to do, that
Do
is
what
what
in
we
the
can do.
executive
Should
session?
we discuss the contract aspect of this issue more deeply in executive?
Yeah, I think we could do that.
Review the public works contract and so on, and,
So you want to amend the motion?
yeah.
So a motion is amended as,
To,
Approval of your claims with exclusion of,
oh, that Larson excavating. Excavating.
for further review.
so exclusion of the Larson bill. Okay. Do you agree with that, Donna?
Well, I suppose I'm a conflict of interest.
Yeah, but you,
I don't feel it's, I
okay.
think we should just.
So the motion, we'll have to vote on the motion and either let it fail or pass it, the original motion, without
Without the amendment?
without the amendment.
Okay.
Okay. So all those in favor of approving the claims as presented?
Aye.
Aye. And the nays?
Nay.
Nay.
Okay, motion carried. Motion did not carry.
Yeah. Stalled out.
Motion failed, so now I would entertain another motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims with the exclusion of
Larson.
Larson
X.
EX LLC for the repair to water line leak
For 11,000 some odd dollars.
$221.41.
$221.41. Okay,
pending review of contracts and executive session.
okay. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Okay, Aaron and Kel. Any further discussion? Chuck?
Whether or not it was an emergency may be discussed. I remember that we had a water leak one time and it had leaked for quite some time. And when the bill came in, it was $30,000. And Dan was in charge of that. So I thought it was a little high myself, but this day and age, when you try to find somebody to do something, we've been stung before, charging extras and along the way, so I think it got repaired in a good manner and timely, and it's just one of those things that happen. So on the $35,000 one, they were gonna try to renegotiate and blah, blah, blah. Well, you left the man an open checkbook when he come to town to fix the leak. We were damn fortunate to get somebody as soon as we did.
Okay, thank you, Chuck. Dan?
If I may, thank you. And in that circumstance, I remember that well because it was offered to Mr. Ferguson to fix that main up there at the truck stop. And it was a matter he did not want to tackle it. We hired another contractor and it actually came in at $21,000. And we thought, Warax was a little bit high at that point. But we had called 5 other contractors. It was board approved, it was board discussed. And then Warax came in and did the job.
And it was high priced, but yes, I remember that too. Donna?
I think we're bringing up the past.
Yeah, well,
And we need to decide what we're gonna do on the dam claims and get on with it. I mean, it's 8 o'clock.
yep, thank you. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
3 ayes, 1 nay. Motion passed, thank you. All right, that brings us to law enforcement. We do not have any logs today. The only update I can really give you on law enforcement, do you have any?
No, I read over the new applications. Terry
Yes.
did find the question theme for me, so.
Okay. We will be in executive session tonight, going over the 8 or 9 applications that we have for law enforcement. And, we feel very lucky to have that many. So that will be and I'm guessing it will be a long meeting. So, and there will not be a motion concerning law enforcement coming out of that meeting, other than the fact that we will choose who we will interview and make those phone calls. Okay? That brings us to legal. Kent?
Just as it says, I have nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
You're absent aid.
Very good. Public Works. Chuck, Public Works.
Well, all streets, we all know that when you get 6 inches of sloppy wet snow, that all the surfaces are affected and very tender. So that would constitute what's going on there. Nothing on the lights.
Okay.
Water, just the usual tests, nothing other, and nothing exciting there.
I have a little update on water. Not actually the water, but the meter reading. Meter reading is always around the 20th of the month, whatever is close to that. And Aaron has offered to train how to read the meters, so that if something were to happen to me, or if I wanted to go on vacation, that there would be somebody trained to do that. I've been on vacation, but I always work my vacation, or try to, around the days of reading meters. This way I wouldn't have to. And I appreciate the fact, and I think that I think it's a good thing for a board member to do. I know not everybody feels that same way, but I think it's a good thing because you get to walk around, you see the properties, talk to the people, and I would like to thank Aaron for volunteering to do that. It would not be a volunteer job, he would be paid to do so, but the fact that he came forward and is willing to do so, I have great appreciation for. So, thank you, Aaron. And he'll be putting in a little bit of time on this Thursday when we read some meters and get some training in, and some more training in April then. So, okay, go ahead, Chuck.
Sewer is next, and we're still surcharging B, hoping that one or the other is gonna come together. To those high winds were very, very helpful. And we're trudging along on the treatment plant. The water line is complete, and we've got to make a tie and do some cleanup yet, but it's done.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Cal.
How are we doing on the dirt that we need to bring the treatment plant up to the right height?
I was assured that they had extra dirt over there, and I guess they'll bring it in. That's not got anything to do with me, that's between John and...
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Trina?
I had somebody ask, and I should probably know this, was the many meetings as I come to, but that structure that's over there at the lagoons right now, the wood, is that going to be permanent, or is that going to come down after?
That is permanent.
That is the new treatment building.
So they'll put up walls and that's it. Okay. I had envisioned it being half that size. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. And I will just say, as far as sewer goes, I've been down there. The size of that new lagoon, the new cell, it just seems massive. Absolutely massive. I think it's wonderful. So, and things look like they were going well down there when I was down there, so. Okay. Anybody else? No. Chuck, you're done?
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Dan, do you have anything about streets other than what you've already mentioned?
No, other than, we will be needing gravel, but I will bring that to the board. We've been approved for 2 loads that we haven't gotten.
Mhm.
So when it gets to that stage, I'll price a couple different people on it and
Okay.
then call the street department and get approval before anything happens.
Okay, all right, thank you. That brings us to finance officer.
Okay, so in the packet you have the bank reconciliation for February.
Okay,
And then I've also provided monthly financials.
does any of the board members have any questions on the financials or the bank statements? No questions? Any questions from the citizens on this? Okay. Dan?
So I know you do your reconciliations all the time, and I'm wondering, when will you have more of the budget information too? Breakouts?
Okay, did I not run the report right? The budget report's included in there.
They are the ones.
There's a
that-
budget
so
report
this
in
is
there.
the reporting on that with the reconciliation.
Yes, because
Thank you.
that was run after I did the bank rec, so.
Yeah.
Yep,
Thank you for that.
yep, you will.
We move on then? 12B.
So then I added a mail
Mail
call
call.
in there just because you get some things sometimes and I never really know where to put them. So the first one was a letter from DANR congratulating on public water system has met the requirements for the Safe Drinking Water Act, and they're going to be making this presentation at some time in the future. So there's a certificate for the town as well as one for Chuck.
Very good.
So just wanted to let people know about that.
Okay.
The next thing is, I got this letter from, he sent it all the mayors and from Brian Colson.
Who is who?
I don't know. He lives in Box Elder, I believe. And it's an LGBTQA. So Pride Month is in June, so he's asking
yeah.
for a pride flag to be flown.
Right, yeah.
But
Aaron.
anyway.
I guess I would say I don't think it would be appropriate for
No.
a municipality to take what could be construed as a bipartisan
Right,
stance
right.
on an
And that's
issue
what I
that's
thought.
that high profile.
But I just wanted you to be aware that we had gotten that mail call, so.
Yep. I kind of feel the same way, so.
And then, so, Danny Ayers was in from Western Dakota Regional Water System. And then there's also an email there, James Jones is gonna be here the week of April 7th and would like to schedule a time to meet with, I'm assuming somebody from the board. One topic we want to discuss is the WDRWS connection points to your water system. So they were thinking on April 8th, 9th, or late on the day on the 10th. So I don't know who would be available and would want. Could possibly, so I guess you
He
can.
wants to do what now?
It says, one topic we will discuss during this meeting is the likely WDRWS connection points to your water system. And then they do have an expo coming up April 23rd and 24th in Rapid City. And of course that's a cost, so I don't know if anybody ever goes to that, but it's $135. Just wanted to give you the information.
Okay. Do we have any deadlines of registering for that?
This doesn't,
I don't
didn't
see
give
one.
a deadline on this, I'm assuming probably right up until it's 1.5 day event.
Keep that on the, put that in the next, let's
Okay.
see, next board
Next
meeting
board
is
meeting?
April 1st.
April 1st, yeah.
And maybe reminders on the work sessions too, so that we can talk about that again and see, are you checking to see if you're available? Cal?
I was just looking,
And are you?
for which one?
For either, both?
The expo?
Mm-hmm. Chuck, do you usually go to that?
Sometimes.
That's what I thought. Trina?
I'm confused, so we have Black Hills Rural Water, we have the South Dakota Rural Water, we have Western Rural Water, and then this Expo is South Dakota Association of Rural Water Systems.
Yes.
So all of those systems have this conference.
Anybody in the water systems can go to this conference, yes.
And any one of those systems might want to connect to Hermosa Water? No, they want us to connect to them, they don't want to.
Right.
So. okay.
It's just keeping ourselves updated,
Yeah,
in the loop,
sure,
and,
that's a big loop.
yeah, it's a very big loop, yes. So, if anybody has the time and is willing to go to it, I think it would be good.
I'll have to do some more investigation and see if that's
Yep.
something. It seems like it would be a
What
good
day
idea
is
to go
that?
to, but
At least one.
Well, the
Expo, the 23rd and 24th.
23rd and 24th, right, which is a Wednesday and a Thursday. And it's in Rapid City. However, the meeting that they want would be the 8th, 9th, or 10th during the day, I presume.
Yeah, 8th, 9th. I think anytime 8th or 9th, and then late day on the 10th. That's the way I take it.
So late for this board is probably the best choice. So let's just say April 10th. Does anybody have openings
Where
on,
is this at?
would be here?
He's just coming here.
I guess I could do it.
Okay.
We can just set a time on the
So
10th.
we'll have to tell. Late in the day is.
On the
I'm assuming it'll be 4 or
Thursdays.
5,
Thursday.
Yeah, I could do
Thursday's my
that.
work day. If you could do
Oh.
earlier,
like early afternoon.
done by 4.
Will that
Or
work
how
for you
long
if
is
it's done by 4?
If we go 3 to 4, that should
3
be
to
okay,
4?
I think, yeah.
Donna?
Okay.
So, Cal, Aaron.
3 o'clock's usually a pretty good time for you, isn't it, Donna?
On Thursday, yeah.
On Thursday.
Thursday the 10th.
I can't.
So yeah, if they
Okay,
can make
they can
that
do
work,
Thursday the 10th.
find
at
out
3,
how
3.
long and,
Yep.
Yeah, I can't do before 3.
And then I'll report probably at the next work
Yep.
session.
work
Okay.
session. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so then we move on to item D. So I did ask Ben Elliott to give us a proposal to audit our 2024 records,
Yes.
and he is, and I meant to highlight this, but if you look on page 8, it's $6,000 is what he's proposing, plus, well, we wouldn't pay $2,500 because we haven't expended over 750,000 with federal. I don't think yet, so I think it would just, not 24.
So his price has gone up a bit.
6,000, yeah, it went up. I think we paid just over 8,000 for 2 years.
For 2 years. Okay.
And the 6 is for 1 year.
For 1 year, so.
And we could
do
do it in a 2-year. We could. My feelings on the matter was with the switchover in office staff and boards that it's just better to do it yearly. If he can do it. But that is the board's decision, so.
Is it easier to do it yearly or, I mean,
Sure it is.
well, I know, I'm just kind of looking at Terry.
Yeah, but I know, but.
I mean, now that I've been through one, I kind of know what he needs. It'll be a little easier this next time. This last time he he contacted me like the day before and said, I need all this and this and this, and I had to hurry up and scramble and try to find, pull invoices. So that was kind of
I like those spur of the moment ones.
yeah. And this wouldn't be done until probably this fall. He's booked out.
So this is fall.
I mean, he was supposed to do ours last year, like in the summertime, and it ended up being end of the year before he really got it. So it could. I mean, I don't.
Do you think there would be sorry. Go ahead. Do you think there would be a significant benefit to doing this one year rather than 2?
I guess I don't know. We talked about the TIF, but the thing with the TIF is that we're still getting money in because of the way the county runs. Those 24 taxes payable 25 are still going to trickle in, and I'm going to have to turn around and send them back.
Send it back.
Just because of the time frame, because the equalization office is the one that has to kind of turn that off, and their assessment date is November of the previous year, so it would have had to been done November 23. So we could, because then after this year we should be done
So like it
with
could
all
be
the
cut
TIF.
off.
Yeah, then I don't think we'd have. So it might be to do it a 2 year. I mean, I don't know. The 2 year wasn't bad. I didn't think. I mean, I can ask him.
Cal?
In my opinion, I think we should probably do them yearly for now because we have so many loans and
Sure.
and other things going on. We can make sure everything's going in the right buckets and everything like that.
Okay.
Just to have a fresh set of eyes on everything, not to question Terry at all,
No, that's
but
fine.
that's just kind of where I'm at with it.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree. Okay. Dan, you had a question or a comment?
Yeah, and I appreciate the board on asking for an annual, that's a good thing, but we used to have a requirement too under federal and state DA&R and our USDA loans, we had to do a yearly for the reports for them loans, so they were turned in for that portion of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yearly.
Okay.
Do we need a?
Do we need a motion?
We need a
now?
motion
Okay.
because it's a cost.
Approval.
Yeah, we need
Okay.
approval.
I'll make it.
You'll
make a
make-
motion to
Okay.
approve.
Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Motion carried.
so
Thank
that
you.
was for
Yearly.
So
annual.
it'll be for the 2024 year.
Okay.
Okay, and then the next thing I have, so the District 9 meeting with the SDML is coming up, and it'll be held in Custer. Wednesday, April 2nd, from 6 to 8. It's at the Mount Rushmore Brewing Company.
Is that what we went to last year?
No, we were in Hill City last year.
But it was the
Yeah.
same thing.
But it was the same thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
same, yeah.
So, and it's $30 per person, so and I think, I have to have them registered. Online registration is available until March 26th. So I kind of need to know who, and I don't know if you.
We recommend that the entire board goes, and it's whether you can or can't, whether you can get the time off if you're working. I'm looking at mine right now, but I'm sure
I think I looked, I don't know. It's the day after the board meeting, so.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
It's a
One,
good
two.
way to meet
Yep.
other towns.
I'll pay for next one,
Okay.
so check them
Okay. All right. Cal,
Yes, ma'am.
and your wife? Do you want your wife to come? You'd have to pay for her dinner.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
We'll ask her if she wants to go.
Okay. I'm guessing.
You
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you
I'll
and,
go.
You and Lon.
Lon, yeah, I'm sure.
And then I can go too.
So check with Shanna.
Yep.
I doubt it, but
Yep,
you have
I
to check
will.
with her. Yep.
And then I will get us
Yep.
registered, and
Okay, good.
so I'll just pay for the spouses and then they can just pay the town back.
Yep.
Does that work?
That would work.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the next thing is so that the remaining of our 500,000 that we got from Custer County that we put in those 2 CDs. So we did a 6-month and an 8-month. That 8-month one is going to renew March 26th. So when Anthony says we will need this money, so we will earn about, at maturity is $10,000. And I think the other one we earned, what's it, 16,000. So total we earned on that 500,000 was $26,000 by putting it into a CD.
Good.
So,
That helps.
Yes, we're moving all this over to a different bank.
and then that, yeah, so we moved this to Bank West and got twice the interest. So
Good, that's good. Good decision
Mm-hmm.
on that one.
Mm-hmm. That was very good. 26,000 extra dollars for the town. At one time, we had that, kind of thought maybe we'd use that on generators. I think there was talk about that. And there was talk about something else. I can't remember. Can you?
Pay for the plating for
Play-
Preston.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
right, yep.
wasn't that the money we put in the CD, that separate CD we put in?
Oh, it was
140?
for that one?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what the plating was. But yeah,
Oh,
it
so we
was
don't
about-
have
Because I
this,
think we'll earn about 6,000 when we,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
and that was for
Wait
the
just a
plating.
little.
This is just, because in our budget, we
Looks
just have
like you're sitting on
500,000
top of
is what we had
cancel.
planning coming in.
Now there's a board between
I didn't
us.
complain.
I know you did. I know you didn't. I did.
I need a motion to approve
Board between us.
moving this when it matures to move it into our checking account.
I'll make that.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carried. All right. So the thing we added was about the cleanup.
Cleanup, yep.
So, the information, what did I do with that? Take it with me today?
We've got another one here.
Okay.
And dancing, the boys in calls on Saturdays.
Oh, okay. So April 21st, the week of April 21st through April 25th. So our cleanup day would be April 26th. And it would be from, didn't we do it from 8 till 3?
Right,
8 till 3? And Dan, you are still willing to do that?
and we actually did it from 7
From 7 till
in
3.
the morning, yeah.
Okay.
And then that's when Sanders would work with us before, and they provided the dumpsters and then just charged us tonnage on that cleanup is what they did before, whether, I don't know if Kiefer's will do that too, or work with us on that.
I think that's how it's stated in the,
Yeah, that's what it was before, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it stayed the same.
Yeah, so. And the
Okay.
only thing I noticed different on the flyer, we want to take off the tires, that there is a charge for tires, and we basically like the no Freon bearing appliances and no tires also. We didn't even offer that allow them to bring them, so that
Right.
we're able to charge. So
We made up our own flyer for our
Yeah,
own
this
town.
is
We
just-
didn't use this. This is
Yeah,
Rapid
this is just
Cities.
Rapid
And
Cities
so
info.
Terry will go through find the one from last year and contact you to make sure that it's
thank you.
as it is, how you want it.
Because the refrigerator did get
Sneak its
slid
way in.
And then it's wound up over at my house.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that. Okay. So we'll plan on that again.
April 26th.
April 26th, yes. Okay. Was there anything else?
That's
from
all I had.
finance officer? Okay, yep, Deb.
Do you know what time the dump closes on Saturday?
Well, if you're looking at this thing, they're not open, so I don't know, that's,
Yeah, they are open.
They are open.
I think till 3 o'clock,
Still
maybe noon.
on Saturdays too.
I'll let you answer that.
That is, and I
Oh.
was going back to, it states in the deal, it was 2 30-yard dumpsters provided at the charge of $250 per dumpster, and disposal cost of $70 would be charged.
Okay, thank you.
Per ton.
Deb?
We'll probably
Says-
have to find out what time the dump.
7 to
closes.
4 is what's listed on the
I know,
website.
but you don't
for-
always go by that because we've got our stuff and they say if it's
Then
a
it's
little
the-
windy, they shut down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
That's right. Yep, we'll get that information then, thank you. So that brings us to 13, old business, the approved revised Town of Hermosa media policy. And
Didn't you give us one?
Aaron,
Yeah, did the copies of that migrate around?
Did I give you?
I got one.
I have one, but I don't see it.
paper copy of it.
Can I make some more? I don't know that.
I think
Where's the
I
next
don't
one?
have
Donna?
one up here.
I don't know.
Fringe.
Was there extra copies over there? Terry,
I
did you
guess.
make?
Oh, maybe they are.
Michelle?
That's where.
Oh, yeah, I put them up there, yeah.
I knew I'd
I
seen
don't know how
one
many
laying
would be there.
I made
somewhere.
6, so.
Oh, and if anybody out there wants
Thanks.
copy, yeah.
I looked at it earlier today. It looked good to me.
Go over the highlights.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so just have it as Kel as the so spokesperson for anything that is policy related procedures, anything going on with projects, anything where it's like technical information. I mean, it just makes sense that you would be the one to go to. I mean, you're probably up to snuff on the projects more than most of us anyway. Right?
Well, if not, you're gonna be.
Then kind of broke down the trustees just to be very clear as to what standpoint you're making any comments from, you know, and whether you're making it as a personal opinion or as a trustee, and to stick to obviously the code of conduct for the board still applies even when you're communicating with the media, which means, you know, in the best interests of the town is really the bottom line.
Okay. Kel, did you have a comment or question?
Yeah. I think it's pretty good overall. One thing I do wonder is if we should put a stipulation that anything they say to the media, they should report it to the town office as well, so that there's a second record of what they sent to the media. And, I think Laura's been doing pretty good for us in here, but it's not always the case that the media accurately reports on things, in Hermosa particular, but in other places as well. So I just wonder if we should have something like that in there.
That's probably a very good idea.
Well,
Yeah.
so that's kind of so basically if anybody talks to the media about anything, they should let you know as a spokesperson. But if you'd rather, or I could do that.
Yeah, if they could do that, and then also just provide a written report to the town office as well.
That's a good
And
idea.
then we would have a independent copy, and then there'd be no question about what was said to whom, and then, to me, it kind of seems like just kind of.
Tightens it up a bit.
Yeah, it tightens it up,
Yeah.
keeping our ducks in a row type of thing.
So who they talk to, and that's kind of who they talk to in a summary of the communication. So I'll add in designated spokesperson, and should we put this more on finance officer? And to the administrator, a copy of the communication to the spokesperson
Town
and the
office.
administration.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Okay. You need,
Yeah, thanks.
I think there's a drawer underneath you that
Pen is
might
a
have
record.
a pen.
All right.
And then we'll have that at the next meeting then.
Yeah, or we can approve what change. I mean, it's up to you guys.
We could do that. Approve with
What's
changes.
that change?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you need that in the motion?
Yes.
Yes. So I'll make the motion. Do I have a second?
What was the motion you made?
To approve the media policy with the the suggested change.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you, Donna. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oops, that was an aye?
Yes.
Thank you, Trina. Okay.
Raising basket.
That brings us to new business. So we need to open the sealed bids for the garbage contract, and we have two?
Two.
Okay.
That's Nick Gross from, Kiefer.
Hi, Nick, thank you for coming.
His kids go to school there.
This is Kiefer.
Who's the other garbage in town?
Don't know.
Hot Springs.
Oh, Hot Springs.
Rates to be set at for residential garbage, $16.77 per month, and once a week on Thursdays. So that's,
Yeah, here's our existing.
What are we paying now?
I think that's what we're paying right now. That's what the-
Same, that's the same?
same.
Yeah.
Mhm. So you would accept other containers, is that right? If the lid closes,
That's how I read it.
okay. No hazardous materials, batteries, electronics, paint, tires, motor oils, asbestos chemicals, pharmaceuticals, and yard waste. Bags outside of the container will be charged $5 each. Yard waste, $250 per pull. So it's basically the same as the other one, the last one. Okay. And so as far as the job that it's been done over the last year or 2 years, I don't think we've had many complaints. Chuck? Roads, one of our biggest problems before was the roads, and that the drivers drove too close, too far off the road and did some damage. And so that was always an issue for us, but it's been pretty good, I think. So, all right. The next one then is jeez. I feel like I got that. I'm catching something I shouldn't be catching. I think I was.
Oh, yeah, sometimes I look at-
Okay. Cheyenne Sanitation. Fall River. Locally owned and operated. Their rates would be set at $17.77 a month. The dumpsters, it just says we would have to call and order them. should get out the pairing here.
When's the current contract expire?
April 1st.
So there are some differences here in the insurance. Most of the insurance is better with Kiefer than with Cheyenne Sanitation. 10,000. Like quite a bit. So. Okay. So the difference is $1 per container per home. Dan?
Did they give you a rate on their dumpsters then, what it is per pole to what each dumpster is, like Kiefer did?
No, and when I talked to this guy, I don't think he has those big dumpsters. He said he'd have to contract it out. He'd have to have somebody else do that, is my understanding.
Because my big thing with, of course, Sanders and Kiefer, and now Kiefer, is if they're gonna have a similarity in the driver and respect what we've got in the route. The dumpsters, when we called before on yard waste, for example, next day they were here and we decided, which was always a great convenience. And if it was on a Friday, then they'd come on a Monday. But I think service-wise, I don't know what the insurance was without seeing it, but most of them had a 3 million and up. And this other gentleman doesn't have that type of liability.
It's not quite that much, no. Nope, that's why I said that the Kiefer's is much better for the insurance policy.
Thank you.
Yes. So I would entertain a motion to accept Kiefer, if that's, well, whatever the board decides. Who, you wanna make, anybody can make a motion
I'll
to
make
which,
a motion that we stick with Keeper.
okay? Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to stay with Kiefer Sanitation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, yes, you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to make the point that, the other guy was $1 more, right? And then we already have Kiefer, right?
Yes,
Cause you guys bought Sanders or one way or the other?
yes,
And
correct.
so, to me, it seems like a no-brainer, and, also getting a new, person might disrupt things for the citizens, so they would definitely notice that.
Yep, definitely. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Is that a 2-year contract?
3-year is what we had before.
Yeah,
Just one.
everything stayed the same.
Dan?
And I think it's good too to remember he is local. He lives right by Negebauer's out there, and so he has a vested interest in the community. And that, to me, it means a lot too, because they do care about the area.
Yep, I'll agree. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Thank you very much for coming. And thank you for your offers. We appreciate it. Sorry you had to wait so long. Okay. That brings us to B, approve the amended 2024 subcommittee list for the board. So, I don't know where I was, gone, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we have had not yet officially put Aaron on any subcommittees. So when I realized that, I brought that out, and finance office will be Kramer and Kuntz. Water will now be Kuntz and Service. Sewer will be Kuntz and Kramer. Streets will be Harris. Did you want to take over streets? As in
Would
the,
like to
as
be
in the
nominated
vice?
to something else besides law enforcement.
You would like to be. Well, that's difficult with you. You
I
can't be
know, but
water, you can't be sewer.
I was on abatements.
Okay. All right, so let's go back here then. Would you like to be on sewer also, Aaron? Would you like to be vice on sewer,
Okay.
or is that too much?
Um,
That's 3. Law enforcement, sewer, and water.
okay.
Or no, streets. Let's make it streets instead. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. So service,
Oh, that's, yeah, okay, yeah.
Harrison service on streets. Law enforcement is Ferguson and service. Custer County liaison, that's myself and Donna. And code enforcement, Kramer and service, and let's add Donna to that too. We can all be a part of that. Thank you. And media is Kuntz. Okay? All right, yes, sir.
I'd just like to make the comment that for the code enforcement, that we keep in mind what the board's current stance is on abatements and everything until that gets resolved.
Yes,
So
that
I
is
just
correct.
wanted to make that point.
We did receive a complaint that does file into the health, safety, and welfare.
Oh my God. I was wondering if it was still snowing.
Yeah, obviously, snowing and blowing, huh? And
It was still melting on the streets.
well, now that won't even be visible, so we'll have to wait until afterwards. But after the snow melts. So, okay.
Picking up dog poop.
Yes, it was.
Company.
Yeah, it was.
Picking up company.
That's what the complaint was?
Dog.
All right.
Excessive.
Yep.
In their yard or?
Yeah, it was anonymous. I don't know who wrote it. I don't know. I'm not gonna say where it's at, but it will be checked into. So we can all look at that. But it'll have to be after the snow melts. Can't see it now. So, all right. That brings us to.
Do we need a motion for that?
No, we do not need a motion for that. It's just how it is. Okay. Approve the bridge reinspection program resolution for DOT. So they have sent they need it yearly, I think it is, for the bridge inspection. And do we know who we did it last time?
I checked and he said Bros Engineering, so I wrote that
Bros.
in there.
Okay, Bros did it last time, I think for the last couple times. Are we okay with them doing it again? Yeah?
I guess.
Okay. We need a motion for them to be asked to do that.
It's who?
Bros.
Grows?
Bros.
Oh, Bros.
Bros Engineering Incorporated.
I make a motion that we ask Bros Engineering Incorporated to inspect the bridge again.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a second?
Second that.
Donna and Aaron, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye, motion carried, okay. D. So this is what Anthony kind of was talking about, the FEMA generated grant for cost share for the town.
Are we gonna put that on hold for right now?
Do we have to
Well-
have it now?
I think we have another I mean, Bridget's been working with us and Blair,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just thinking if this doesn't follow through with the one we've been doing, that it could possibly either be a 10% or a 15% share cost, depending on which way it went. And they were just
Wondering if
wondering
we would
if,
approve.
do we want to, if it goes that way, do we want to even go down
And-
that road and possibly have that cost share?
And what was the total cost of the
I thought it was
generators?
493,000, so you're talking 49,000 and
Whoa.
like, that'd be almost 75, so between 50 and 75,000 would be our cost share, so 10%. So,
I don't know that we-
Yeah, I know. It is a lot, that's,
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe 49,000.
Man, generator, I mean, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of generators too, I
Yeah.
understand that, but.
Yeah, 73,950 or, yeah, so.
Can we delay this maybe, I wonder?
Yeah.
What do you think, board? Should we get more
Yeah.
information and put this on the next agenda? Make it pending till now? Okay, thank you.
Linda, can I also ask
Yeah.
that, if we wanna reconsider this, that we have kind of an itemized list of what we'd be looking at
Okay.
also?
Yeah, good idea. Yep. Okay. That brings us to items from the citizens. Any comments, questions? Deb?
I thought maybe we were gonna, do the volunteer of the year award tonight.
Oh, we just got that.
I just got a call yesterday.
We just got the plaque, so it'll be on the next agenda.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else? Dan?
And I did want to remind you that it came to my mind on them audits, just so you know. Casey Peterson was gonna be 20 grand a year the
Yes.
last time we had him. So he started out at 10 grand. So what we're at now, we're still super affordable on what
Exactly.
we're doing yearly versus what we were at with Casey before, so.
Yep, that's right. Thanks,
Thank
Dan.
you, board, for all your hard work and appreciate what you guys are going through.
Thank you. Anybody else? Mark?
Couple questions.
Mhm.
Last several meetings I've been to, are we down to just 4 board members?
Shanna is still a board member. We are hoping, she is going through some medical changes, medicines, and it's creating her a lot of pain. And at this point, it was too late to add that position to the voting. And so we are hoping that she will be feeling better and being here soon. At this point, we have not discussed if the ordinance says that she has to be present at 2 meetings in a quarter. And that is that one was passed by the previous board. Jerry and Vicky, president and vice president, are who put that into effect, I believe. And so that it will be another ordinance that we will be looking at for possible changes.
To what direction?
They have, well, my own personal belief, and this is my own, is that I don't believe that 2 meetings in a quarter is enough to be present with. And I think it needs to be more personally, but I can't speak for each other, and we'll discuss that at a work session. Cal?
Didn't that 2 meetings per quarter also include electronic means as well of attendance?
Mm-hmm.
So that anybody on the board could phone it in literally 2
Yes.
meetings per quarter and still be in compliance?
That is correct.
All right.
Mark?
Second question,
Mhm.
maybe I missed it. Did we lose a staff member?
Yes. Yes. We have put out a job description, and we're hoping, we've gotten a few resumes, and that is open for 2 weeks yet, till the
End of the month.
till the end of the month, for applications,
28th, I guess.
and so, yeah. Unfortunately, yes, but it is what it is. So, if you know anybody that wants an administrative assistant position, let them know. Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the citizens? None. Thank you very much. Trustee input tonight before executive session. Donna?
I haven't had
Nothing. Thank you. Cal?
I don't have anything today.
Okay. Aaron?
Just appreciate people who do come out, in spite of the weather, and help us out with these sometimes difficult discussions.
Yep. Okay, thank you. I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight, and drive carefully when you're going home. The executive session will be for personnel and contract, and like I said, as far as the law enforcement position goes, we will not be making any motions on that for sure tonight. We will only be deciding out of the 9, I think, because we got one today, 9 applications. We will be deciding who we will be calling for interviews. So, okay. Thank you all for coming, and at this time I would say we go for a 5-minute break, and then we will go into executive session.
Can we make it 10 minutes so I can...
Those 8:46, we'll call this meeting back to order, and then I would take a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion to enter executive session.
I'll second it. Let's make it short and sweet.
Motion's been made to enter executive session for personnel and contract reasons at 8:47. Okay, and all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. 11, we will exit executive session. Do I have a motion and a second, please?
I'll make that motion.
Aaron makes the motion, Donna seconds that motion. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. The only motions made from this executive session is to approve to pay the claim for
Larson Excavating.
Larson
Yeah.
excavation that was on the claims list that we moved to executive session. Now we are going to move to pay this bill. I need a motion and a second, please.
I'll make the motion.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made by Cal, seconded by Aaron. All those in favor? Aye. Thank you, board. The other discussion for executive session was about law enforcement. We did go over all the applicants. We had 9. We have chosen to ask it for interviews of 4 of them. Thank you for your time and work on those things, board members. I appreciate it. I would now entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting at 10:12.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Donna seconds that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Everybody drive carefully.